dumpster fire, babies. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope that today is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. I would love if you guys would join this dumpster fire by clicking that subscribe button, hitting the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads. I'm always trying to test new makeup. As well, if this is not your first time here, hi, welcome back. How's the family? Don't forget, if you guys enjoy this video, give this video a thumbs up. And to go ahead and go and follow me over on Instagram. That's linked down below. You can find my name right here. But let's go ahead. Let's dive on into today's video, which is now testing out some new makeup. As you guys know, I just placed a large Sephora order. We're going to be using almost everything that we're using is from that Sephora order. And I honestly still have like tons and tons of makeup for us to try. I have more makeup coming in. It's an issue. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and let's start talking about what we're going to try out today. So first things first is we are going to try out the new ABH, the Rose Metals palette. This is their holiday palette. So I am so excited. I loved the Nouveau palette that they came out with. It was so good. So I'm really hoping that the formula is going to be the same. Cannot wait. Next up, we have these little Charlotte Tilbury light wands. I'm planning on using the Pinkgasm as like a really nice glowy blush. I'm not sure if I'm going to go in with this one for my cream highlight, just because we do have this from VIB, which is also like a little cream highlight. But either way, we're going to be using something out of that. Then we have the Iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I've actually ever tried anything from Iconic London. Okay, next up is going to be the Hourglass Palette, the butterfly one. We've got some blushes, bronzers, setting powders, powder highlights. Definitely gonna be diving into that. Then we have from the, what is it called? The Gleamy Dreamy collection. We have a cream bronzer, Rare Beauty primer. We have this from Fenty, which is like one of their creams. Again, we have that from VIB. We do have a lip liner from, what is this called? Makeup Forever. And then we have like a brow gel and a mini mascara. And then last that we're going to try is going to be this by Makeup from Mario. It's their little like lip set. This is in Mauve Nude with the lip liner Smoky Pink and the lipstick in Aaron. So if you guys are excited to see what I think of these products, would I recommend them, then definitely keep on watching. Alright, so first up we have this ABH palette, Rose Metals. This looks so beautiful. It definitely has a couple of like warm tones, but also has some cool tones so in that as well. So I really feel like this is going to be like really nice and versatile, depending on if you're more of a cool tone person, warm tone person. You can mix and match. You could try something different, just like whatever the case may be. So I definitely want to dive on into a look. I think I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Rose Quartz. It looks a little bit satiny. I wouldn't say it's like a shimmer by any means. Okay, so this has a ton of kick up. That's just like dunking it in twice. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to tap off my brush and let's see what we can start getting with this. Okay, yeah, so far it's really starting to pack on some pigment. Actually, let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. So here we are, just kind of working in the first layer. I wouldn't say it's, you know, like exceptionally dark. I will say it almost looks like I have nothing on camera. But when I look in like my mirror here in person, you can definitely tell that there is something there for sure. The next shade I want to go into is going to be this one right here called Ashes. And I am just going to focus that. So this is so much kick up right here in the crease area. This is definitely a cool tones look, and if you know me, I am here for any and all cool oh my gosh, cool tone looks I can get. I love a nice cool tone. And that's what I love about this palette, is you have the option to go cool or you have the option to go warm, and honestly both are good options. So For the outer corner, I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is the deepest cool tone, leaning kind of neutral brown. And that's just going to be our outer corner. And we're just going to start working that right out here. I will say this palette is really, it's pigmented. It blends out really easy. Like, I'm not having issues trying to like blend. They don't look muddy when I put them together. It's a really good palette so far. The mattes are doing really well. I'm very impressed thus far, truthfully. I was trying to kind of decide what I wanted to do for shimmers because I have like a red leopard top, but I really kind of want to go a little bit more green. So I think I'm going to start off with a shade right here called a Nocturne. And I'm just going to take that on my finger and just start to tap it in. Just kind of center to outer part of the eye. Hold on. Why does this not look? Okay, I'm going to try building it up a little bit more. See if that will help. Okay, yeah, definitely starting to help some. It is creating a slight bit of fallout on the face with that shade. So, you know, at least with this shade for sure, you might want to just do your eyes first if you want to use this shade. Can't say anything about any other shades quite yet, but can say for sure this one has fallout like as well. I now want to move on into the shade right here called Haze and focus that towards like the center to inner portion. Okay, and again, I'm getting just slightly a little bit of fallout onto the face with this as well. Before I put on any of my lashes, we're going to go into this Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I'm not going to lie though, I cannot remember what I thought of this mascara. Obviously, I haven't repurchased it, so I'm not sure if it's like, you know, one I love or not. I don't really know if I remember liking it. But I did have Sally say in the comments she actually enjoys this mascara. So I am glad I get to like try it out in a sample again instead of having to pay for a full tube in case I don't like it. Actually, it's not bad. It's really not bad at all, actually. Pretty decent. Like, I'm still working on my first coat and it looks pretty good. Like, yeah, just like really nice and wispy. It's probably hard to tell just like how good they look because my eyeshadow is pretty dark and deep, as well as so is the eyeliner. But honestly, like up close in my mirror, I don't really think it looks that bad. And I'm layering it up with another layer. Alright, this is my second. And I'm not finding it to be super clumpy, honestly. Yeah, I don't mind that. It is now time for the priming of the face. There wasn't a hydrating primer, so I went ahead and used one of my other ones. I will say this is exponentially huge. I still have like this little mini one. I think this is like a deluxe or travel size. And I'm working my way towards getting through this. I really do like this. I'm just not going to use that one today since I do have this mini that I'm trying to finish up. So I just like to take just like a little pump, one whole pump, and just focus this in my T-zone area. I get a lot of pores like right up in here. I definitely get some on my nose, like so, and then I like to take whatever excess, kind of press it along my face right in here. And then if I have anything left, I'll just kind of try to go over everything again. And that just fills up the pores. I really do like this primer. This is not going to be a surprise. I really do like that as a pore filling primer. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Next up then, which we're getting to more exciting stuff if you ask me. But anyways, I don't know. I guess the palette was exciting. Okay, I'm just going to shut up. So I have this iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. This is a lightweight hydrating skin tint with light to medium buildable coverage and a soft focus semi-satin second skin finish. Enriched with plant-derived amino acids, peach flower, and pea extracts, plus a clever blurring complex that instantly enhance the complexion for fresher, plumper, smoother looking skin. Shake well and apply using your fingers, beauty sponge, or preferred brush. From the center of your face, blending outwards for a natural looking finish. Apply in thin layers and build to gradually build coverage. I have mine in the shade Cool Fair. And then this is kind of what it looks like. It's really cute. It says shake well. Like, I feel like even though like this is like a plastic and this is more like metally, that it still looks really nice and sleek. Even though it doesn't feel or maybe potentially look like it would be like the most luxe. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, okay. A lot came out. A lot just came like shooting out. So I'm gonna take some on the back of my hand, put some on my sponge, and just start blending this in. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I am liking this. Even though like a lot came shooting out, I still feel like I will need a little bit more as well. And then let me see what we think. It really does just kind of just like go right on into the skin. Just sink right on in. I like this. I think it does a really good job of like having some coverage. I did just build it up slightly. Of course, if you want more intensity, obviously a brush is probably going to be the best fit for you, but it doesn't look bad. Like, my texture is not emphasized. It's not sinking in. It actually looks like it has sank in, not like it's like setting on top. I now want to go ahead and just like start prepping my lips, make sure that they're good and hydrated for whenever it does come time for doing our lips. So we have this Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Dip in Fussy, which is one of their most popular shades. So you have like this, it's kind of like that, and then it has like this clip on. Okay. Take a little bit to get the amount that you need out. And again, I don't necessarily know that I think I love that. I just want something that I can glide on, that I'm not having to like dip my fingers into. But of course, everybody has like a personal preference. If you prefer more to like dip your fingers into things, or you don't mind, then I think that then you would like that, especially if you want something where you can like clip it to something so you know you don't lose it, especially if you're like somebody who somehow always loses their favorite gloss or lipstick or whatever it is because you carry it with you everywhere. At least that way you have a way to be able to hopefully keep onto it a little bit better. So, all right, we're now going to move on into cream bronzer. And again, in that dreamy and creamy, no, what is it called? Gleamy Dreamy bag. We have this from Tower 28. This is the Bronzino Sun Coast. I'm going to take that on this little like elf putty brush. Okay, hold on. Nothing's coming up. Nothing's coming out of this with the brush, or at least not that I can see. No, a little bit does come out. You do have to really work your brush in just to get the little bit to come out. So this is probably going to be one of those products where it's going to take a considerable amount of time to really be able to... Okay, you know what? Let's try taking my sponge, taking the bottom end of my sponge. All right. And just start stamping that in. Does that work any better? Does that make that any better? I will say I would think this would be for somebody with, you know, pretty light skin, at least this color. I'm going to be honest, I have not bought just a lot from Tower 28. I think the only other product I really bought from them is their new mascara. So I'm not really for sure if this is the only shade that you can get or not. But if so, I don't think this is going to really be able to help a lot of people out. Okay. So now for like a cream type blush, I want to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Pink Gasm is the name of it. And I'm just going to take some. And I'm going to put this on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to take the back of it and start stippling this in. Wow, that's actually really pretty, and it's so glowy. I am not gonna lie, I am here for it. I don't know if I had enough on the back of my hand for my other cheek. Oh, yep, looks like I did. Does it look the same? Yeah. That's so pretty. It sinks right into the skin, and although it is a little bit of a highlighter, I don't notice that even though it's a highlighter that my texture is like beaming from outer space. Like the aliens are like, girl, we can see your texture. You know, whatever the case may be. So now liquid highlight options. I know what the Charlotte Tilbury one looks like. I don't know what this Refi one looks like, so I'm not sure. No. Nope. Okay. Here's the highlighter. I feel like that could have went really well as a bronzer type shade for me, like a glowy, gleamy bronzer. That one just is not it for me. So we are going to go into the Charlotte Tilbury one. What is this one called? Spotlight. This is in Spotlight. So again, I'm just going to take some on the back of my hand. And then I will... Oh, there we go. That one was hard to get on. So I'm just going to take a little bit the back of my sponge and just start tossing that in. That looks really good. It just adds a little bit more sparkle to it. So that looks really good. That looks cute. We now need to go into this Hourglass Butterfly palette. If I can open it. It's the nails. It's always the nails. A couple blushes. We have like this light bronzer shade. One of these is a setting powder, but which one is it? Is that what it is? Finishing powder number 4. So that's going to be this one right here. And I'm going to take my little fluffy brush. This one right here. We're going to go into that number 4. I don't really know how much I need to like take of this. I don't know. It's all a mystery. Okay. I do have backup powder in case we need it. I don't know if it's really doing anything. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily know that I love the setting powder as much as like other people rave about it. Truthfully, no, I don't actually. I actually don't. Okay, alright. That's fine. We're gonna move on now into the bronzer shade. This is in, does it say? I don't know if this is a bronzer. I don't think it is. It looks like, nope. It looks like a bronzer in the pan because it's so like deeper, like it would be a light bronze. It's not. So that's fine if you think that that's gonna stop me. It's not, because we also have this from Charlotte Tilbury. we have this right here from Charlotte Tilbury, who's gonna come in and save the day. At least I hope. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Mini Bronze and Glow. Listen, I am literally embarrassed that with this tiny of a thing, I still spent $29. Like, what was I doing? Like, what was I thinking? Like, where on earth were my brain cells? Clearly not on this planet. That's fine. Okay, when I originally swatched this, I did not think this was going to, in any way, shape, or form, be deep enough to really show up on my skin, but it is. It most definitely is. Okay, I'm a little bit shocked. Okay. So then we're going to move on into a shade here in the Hourglass Palette. Let's try this one right up here. And we're going to get that on the brush and just start applying that. Very, very pigmented, I will say. Wow. So pigmented. Like, dang. I may have gotten a little bit too much. Maybe the issue here. I want to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter and kind of see what happens with that, like how highlightish it makes it. And then if I don't care for it, I can also try one to layer on top from the Hourglass palette, but I don't think it's doing bad at all. But I may want to go ahead and put a little smidge, like just like a little, you know, if that makes any sense at all, which I hope it does. But I think I'm gonna go into this very top like white shade and see if that like enhances that in any way. Yes, it does. It literally is so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Next up, I like to go ahead and kind of get my clear brow gel on first. So we have this Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. So it's like a full size. Here's what the brush looks like. The brush is a little bit bigger than I think I would like. I wouldn't mind something being just like, you know, a little bit smaller. Okay. Now we can go ahead and move on into the lower lash line. So we're just going to start off with that very first shade, Rose Quartz, and just start smoking that out. Go into Ashes, which is just a little bit deeper. Bring that up closer to the lash line, maybe just a little bit more. I'll take that very last shade, Noble. So for the inner corner, I want to go into this shade right here, which is just like that lighter green. This is called Heavenly. Just going to take that on my brush. I need my handy dandy mirror just a little bit. And just start swoopity boopitying it. Last and final thing for us to do is going to be this Makeup by Mario. This poor box. Lip kit. So again, it's called Mauve Nude, and I love a good mauve. So I am hoping this is going to be fantastic. So first of all, we have this like mini lip liner. It looks like it's a little bit of a wood liner. We'll go ahead and swatch it. That's what it looks like. Even though this is a wood liner, it did feel really nice and creamy. The lipstick is a metal 10 type of lipstick. So if you are familiar with like his like bronzer packaging or his highlight packaging, and how it's like in that metal type of 10, this is very reminiscent of that. And this is in the shade Aaron. and we'll swatch that next to the liner. So the liner is definitely markedly, well, no one said markedly, but it's like a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start aligning my lips. Okay, definitely this is really nice and creamy. It doesn't hurt, it's not painful. It honestly kind of in a way feels almost like a twist up type liner. It's just like that creamy. But I will say it did take some like layering to even get to like this level. So I'm gonna then take the lipstick in the center of my lips. This is what the lip colors on look like. This is very nude. If you know me, I'm not like a huge nude person, but I think I can get used to this. Here's the completed and final look, testing out some new makeup from Sephora. Let's get up close so we can see the skin, see how everything is settling in. I don't use filters, so please do know that. As you can tell, I definitely see my texture. But this is what we've got going on. So I'm actually really impressed with the way that my makeup is really looking right now, especially like this lip. I did add a Pat McGrath lip gloss. I can't remember what the name of it was. I think it was like limited edition. But I just added that on top and I am in love. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about everything we used from my least favorite to my most favorite. Guys, I'm just kind of putting them all together because it does come in this little kit. I will kind of give a little bit of a breakdown. I just feel like there was like a lot of it was like hits and misses, and I was just, I don't know. So first of all, I love this Rare Beauty primer. Literally 10 out of 10. Love this. This is better than Sex Mascara. I was markedly surprised with how much I actually did like that. This Tower 28 cream bronzer, it just took so much building and building and building, and even then I was just not like overly impressed with it. To be truthfully honest, I have a lot of cream bronzers that I like a lot more. Next up, this Abh Clear Brow Gel. I really like it. It really does give a nice hold to your brows. It does have a little bit of a crunch factor, but it is not a bad crunch factor. I feel like the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, the clear one, I feel like that has a lot more crunch than this does. So if you like the 24-Hour Brow Setter but don't like how crunchy it gets, that you might like the Abh a little bit more. Okay, that's just another mini of the Rare Beauty. This right here, honestly, I don't care for it. I know it's like the fussy shade, and I do like the fussy shade. I just don't like the packaging that it's in. I'm never going to clip it to anything, and I don't want to have to sit there and like get my fingers in there and get it all gunky and weird. I could just do without that. This refi, I think this would have been so pretty, but it was just too dark for me, so I am kind of wondering how I would like that if I used it as like a really glowy bronzer. So that would probably be something that I would definitely try next. But overall, just compared to everything else that I tried, this is probably like my least favorite, just because there were like quite a few hits and misses in here. I think like half of the stuff I liked, the other half I didn't. So I don't know. If you guys like all the products that are in here, or something that you really want to try out, for only $40 for all of this stuff is really good. I know it comes with a lip liner as well. I didn't use the lip liner, so I couldn't really tell you about that. I will have to update. Next up is going to be this Makeup by Mario lip kit. Now, I really like the lipstick. That was really nice and creamy. The pencil, so creamy. I don't know what I was expecting. I feel like I thought the liner was going to be a lot darker than it is, and that this was going to be a little bit more mauve-y of a look. And the reason why I say that is because this person is using the same thing, and it's just like, okay, on camera it looks really pink, in person it looks really mauve. This is markedly pinker, darker though, and it just isn't. And so that was like kind of disappointing for me, truthfully. Next up is going to be this Hourglass face palette. I really do like it. I thought this was going to be like a really light bronzer. It is not. It's a highlight. It does still work for me. 2 blushes, you know, kind of like some highlighting, and then you've got like the powders. I did not really care for the powder quite as much as I feel like other people rave about. So for me, I'm just not a huge fan of the powder. Of course, like everybody's skin is different. Everybody's preferences are markedly different as well. I really like the packaging. I love the metal tint. I love the butterflies. I just think $85, it's just so expensive. I know their powders are nice, but I just don't feel like $85 nice, especially because like I just don't like the setting powders. I just don't, and I really would have loved this to have been a bronzer, and then this being so shiny, like one of these been a little bit more shinier. So yeah, I mean, it was okay. Next up is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Bronzing Glow. I think just like paying $29 for this for like a mini, I was like, oh, okay. I will say though, I thought this whenever I swatched it, right? Because when you swatch it, it doesn't look like it's going to amount to much of anything. But when I put that on, it definitely had some pigment. It was definitely pretty. And then I do like the highlighter as well. It's definitely one of those lit from within glows, but $29 for this tiny of a thing. I'm just kind of like... Next from Charlotte Tilbury are going to be these little light wands. I loved using Pinkgasm as a cream blush. It was seriously so stunning. It sank right on into the skin and gave a beautiful glow with like a really cute light pink hue to it. I loved that. And then this one, the Starlight, is a really pretty, easy to go over cream highlight as well. I just love the formula. I don't feel like it overly emphasizes my texture or anything. I think it's just so beautiful. Number 2 spot is going to go to this Abh palette. I really like this. I will say, like, this shade right here, Rose Quartz, it's like a satin, but I almost feel like it might potentially be a shimmer shade. I don't know. I feel like it did look really nice on the eyes. Like, it does emphasize my texture just a little bit more than I would like. And there are a couple of shades that are kind of like, yeah, I think there's 2. Yeah, it's either 2 or 3 that are like that. So you have like this one, Sunrose, and then you have this one right here, Element, that might be like that rose one as well. So I probably don't like the satin shades as much as I really just like the matte formula. I think the matte formula is really good. On their shimmers, they felt a little bit dry, but I will say this is what, if you don't like intense metallics, and I know there are people out there that really don't, they just want something really soft on the lid, but also still, you know, kind of shimmery. I think this is like fantastic. I think that's a perfect formula for that. I, of course, really like my intense metallics, but I also really like how soft this is today because the rest of the look is just like really soft. And I feel like such an intense metallic might like off throw it just a little bit, but I think this is so beautiful. Again, I think this is limited edition. I'm not 100% for sure, but I think that it is. I think this is just like their holiday. So I would say if this is a color story that speaks to you, you like playing with a bunch of different formulas, then I think you will really like this. Number 1 is going to be this iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. This was so beautiful. It was easy to build up, but I don't feel like it sat on top of my skin. I really felt like it really sank into my skin and made my skin just look so good. And still, even now after powdering it and everything, it looks so good. I'm really excited to see how well this is going to work with my Ride or Die powder, which right now is, I mean, it just always has been. The Maybelline Fit Me powder. You guys, this is like how much powder I have left. I have never used a full size thing of setting powder ever in my life, and I'm getting ready to. So I'm so excited to see what this looks like. But this is definitely my number 1. If you are a skin tint person with like a light to medium type of coverage, you will love this. I love this. I think it did so good. Like, my skin just looks so good. That is it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you want to join this dumpster fire, then definitely subscribe. Click the little bell. Comment down below what you think of these products. Are you going to pick any up? Don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!